Yes, yes, yes. That song, that commercial never gets old. Yes, welcome aboard. It's love. Hi, everybody. It's Carmen. Hopefully, you know who I am, right? Okay. Hi, everyone. And then my partner in profit, not in crime, but in profit, the one and only Marsha Patrick.
Hey,
Marsha, Marsha,
Carmen. Hi,
Marsha. How
everybody.
are you? I'm
I'm
going to see
good.
you Saturday.
We're here to hear straight from the great land, and we've got an Alaska cruise tour expert for you. We're so excited. It's a whole new series that we've kicked off. We're really excited to be able to share all things Alaska and to have our special experts here to share all the details and answer your questions. Who's here to learn all about Denali Princess? Me. We're all here to learn about
I'm
Denali
frozen.
Wilderness Lodge. I love this picture. I have a feeling this is a picture from our guest who actually was able to take this beautiful picture himself. Who do we have joining us, Joe? Mr. Michael Cook, who is our general manager at the Denali Princess Wilderness Lodge. We don't get any more special than that. Hi, Michael.
Hello, how's everyone doing today? Thanks for joining us. Excited to be here. And
We,
yeah, that is actually a picture from my cell phone. iPhones are pretty amazing these days and take some great pictures. So I've
I had a
captured
feeling it was beautiful.
pretty epic sunsets over the years, and that's one of my favorite things about being in Denali is the sunsets. They are just it's hard to describe. You have to see it in picture. You have to see it in person. Pictures definitely don't do it justice. But yes, I'm the general manager here at the Denali Princess Wilderness Lodge. We are in hibernation right now, but we are excited for next summer. We have lots of things going on, getting prepared and getting things ready. But yes, I'm married with two kids. We have lots of fun and travel around in the winter. I'm actually going on a princess cruise here in a couple of weeks. Super excited about
Ooh,
that holidays. And
Where?
then I am
Which
actually
princess
going
cruise?
Caribbean. So to get out of the cold white north, I'll be
and
doing a Fort Lauderdale round trip on a Western Caribbean. So it'll be absolutely beautiful. We're super excited. And
Michael, how long have you been part of our princess family?
So I came up to Alaska in 2010. I came up as a seasonal employee, and then I became part of the full-time food and beverage team. I actually spent a little bit of time on our maintenance team as well. And then I was the food and beverage manager for 6 seasons, and then last year I became the general manager.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
That's
thank you.
awesome.
It's been a really fun ride and great company to work for, and we've taken care of a lot of guests and had a lot of fun.
Well, thank you again for joining us. We can't wait to hear all these wonderful details.
Awesome. Yeah. Excited to share about Denali. So yeah, we are a 666 room hotel. We have 6 guest dining venues. We're on a 25-acre property. We also have 5 retail venues, and we are just 1 mile north of the entrance to Denali National Park. So great access to some of the most pristine, untouched wilderness, as you can see in the background here. I'm not biased at all to the region, but I do glow when I talk about it. It's a beautiful area, and it's really, any of the months that we sell in are fantastic to visit. Some of them have more sunlight than others. Some of them have a little more rain than others. Some of them have more animal activity than others. It's really, there's not a bad time to be in Denali. I'm even crazy, and I think it's beautiful in the wintertime. It is a bit extreme. Right now, there's only about 3 hours of daylight, and it's 11 degrees right now, which is actually really warm for this time of year. But yeah, and pictures, it's definitely something you want to come back with pictures and show your family, but you have to go up, you have to see it in person. It does, none of the pictures ever do it justice. It is serene, and it really doesn't even look real half the time. But I wanted to go into, as your local expert, a lot of the things that are great about being in Denali specifically. We'll talk about cruise tours overall, but I'm definitely the local Denali expert. And one of my favorite things to do with my time is go and check all of our rooms, make sure they're looking great for our guests, making sure that we have a great product on hand. But we have 4 sections of property. Caribou Ridge is our south end of property. It's got just guest rooms, and then we've got a coffee shop. I'll go into the food and beverage venues later, specifics on that, but there's a coffee shop up there and a bar up there. And then Wolf Den is kind of the heart of property. It's close to the Princess Village. And then Grizzly Meadows on the other side of Princess Village on the north end of the property. And as you can see, we are just over the Nenana River right here. and beautiful 25-acre property. Lots of great walking paths, lots of great retail opportunities, lots of great restaurants, great things to see. And then everything that you see across the river from the red roofs there, which is the lodge, is the national park. So we are, when you are eating at Grizzly Burger, you are looking at the national park. And then if you actually look at that ridge line right there at the top of that, top of the picture, that's actually the Alaska Railroad. So many of our guests will railroad or depart on the railroad, and then you can actually watch the train go by. It is a lot of fun. It's really cool being able to see that and hear the whistle blow, watch the train go by. So that's a really fun thing to do while in Denali.
Breathtaking. That's breathtaking.
Yeah, that
Gorgeous.
the lodge accommodations is beautiful.
Oh yeah, it is a gorgeous area. Very wooded, very just pristine, and very quaint and quiet. It's just so nice. And then I wanted to move on to my favorite. I've got a good food and beverage background, so I'm a little biased towards this. But Fanny Q Saloon is our super fun concept. It's got a full bar. We have a live piano player nightly in the venue. We also have 3 fire pits outside. So if you want to come in, sit down, if you do have a little bit of wait or anything for a table, or if you have time between excursions or anything like that, Fanny Q's is a fantastic time. It's the most authentic Alaskan experience you can get. You can get a great old fashioned there. Just have a lot of fun coming in, hanging out, and grabbing a cocktail, hanging out with friends, listening to some great music, and getting some great service. We also have our breakfast buffet out of there in the mornings. So if someone needs a quick bite to eat, they want a heartier bite, they don't want just a snack or an espresso, they can come in, and it is quick. It's the quickest way to get a full breakfast going in through Fanny Q's Saloon if they've got an early tour or anything there. And then our menu runs lunch and dinner after the buffet closes. And so we run an all-day menu. It's I would say upscale casual. It's got everything from calamari to burgers to fish and chips, up to a really nice, a nice Alaskan rockfish dish, things like that. So lots of fun to be had at Fanny Q's. If anybody's looking for just a good time, great service, and a fun vibe, Fanny Q's is a great time and a great place to choose.
Yeah. You're getting lots of stamps of approval from our travel advisors.
Awesome. It is a lot of fun at Fanny Q's. So moving on to our more formal dinner is the King Salmon. We serve breakfast and dinner out of there. It is upscale Alaska style. So not quite suit and ties because we are in Alaska. So it is upscale service. You see the picture there. Very elegant dining room. And a great wine list. So if anybody's looking for that upscale dinner, we've got like a sea salt king salmon dish, things of that nature. Just absolutely great cuisine, great service, little more, little slower pace. So if people are looking for a nice evening out, it is a great place to go and go on your guided tour through dinner, as I like to call it, and have a great time. The desserts are all amazing and decadent and a lot of fun there. So great opportunities to have a great family meal, or anybody that going in looking for a nice date night, anything like that. King Salmon is a great opportunity there.
Michael, quick question. Colleen would like to know, are these restaurants included if you take the meal plan?
Yes. So that's the great thing about the way we set things up. If you do the meal plan, you can indeed go to King Salmon. It'll have dinner for 2 or whatever the verbiage is that they get, and they'll be able to make their choice for dining, make their reservations, and have an excellent time. I absolutely love the meal plan. It is a great way to stress-free. Once you're on vacation, you don't have to think about anything else. It is fantastic. And King Salmon, I mean, it's hard to beat the value there. So
and
it is,
as a reminder to our travel partners too, you sell the meal plan is commissionable. So it's a good deal for both.
Definitely. It is everybody that has a meal plan is very happy to be there and very excited, and everyone else is as well. But it's just a seamless experience. It's a great way to get that experience and not have to worry about much else. It's a really seamless way to enjoy your time in Denali. Awesome. Well, I will move on to My daughter has a little cameo here. She loves our
Ooh. Oh,
milkshakes
that's
at the
cute.
Grizzly Burger. So Grizzly Burger is full service, so we still have servers and bartenders, but it's a little more casual. We have a beautiful deck overlooking the Nenana River. And we have a full bar there. So if you want to come in and get a cocktail, a margarita, or if you want to just have a burger and a milkshake, one of the funny things we do is a boozy shake. Doesn't always seem like that would be a great idea, but we have peanut butter whiskey and Reese's peanut butter cups in a milkshake, and it's to die for. It is something you can have in, afternoon or evening, after your excursion, come in, relax, enjoy some time on the deck, and have a milkshake. That one's obviously not a boozy milkshake. So the regular milkshakes are delicious as well.
I'm getting hungry. Peanut butter milkshakes right up my alley.
So yeah, it is. Grizzly Burger is a fantastic time. It's probably the quickest option we've got for dinner. So if somebody is, anybody looking for, a full sit down experience, but a little quicker than King Salmon, maybe a little quicker than Fanny Q's. You can kind of go in, go out, if they got an evening excursion, if they're going to go golf, or if they're going to go on a walking tour or something like that. Grizzly would be a great option. And it's open for lunch and dinner. So no breakfast out of Grizzly.
One more question, Michael.
Yes.
Are reservations required at any of the restaurants, or are they just?
The reservations are not required anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We recommend them at King Salmon. It is definitely our premier venue and does fill up. And so we definitely recommend making reservations. And people can do that. They can call, or they can go online and make that reservation. It is fairly easy to work with that. But yes, we do recommend reservations for King Salmon. Anywhere else is pretty much first come, first serve. And so we've got a very efficient F&B team, and it's very easy to work with everybody. But we do have, we do recommend reservations for King Salmon.
Thank you.
Hey, I just want to say I like the boozy shakes, okay? Because I know I'm coming in and out. So whenever I get an opportunity to chime in, I'm going to chime in.
Uh-oh.
All good. Yeah, boozy shakes are definitely
Carmen's a fan of boozy shakes.
I am. Yeah. I'm a boozy shake fan. Back on mute.
So yeah, I'm not selling the healthy stuff. We do have salads at all the venues as well. So I mean, there's healthy choices, there's vegan options, there's lots of great options for everybody. But this is definitely, I'm selling vacation here. So yes. And another fun venue we have is Lynx Creek Pizza. So we do lunch and dinner at Lynx Creek Pizza. It is our most casual venue. It is counter service. So if they're going to want to come in and they've got a tight turn for lunch, they've got they're coming in from Fairbanks or somewhere like that, and they need to get on an afternoon excursion, stop by Lynx Creek Pizza. We actually have hot and ready slices in the window ready to go. So if you need a slice of pepperoni pizza before you go on your tour, jump in line. We'll get you taken care of very quickly. Yeah. And we also have 2 decks at Lynx Creek. So it's a great afternoon place because we do have a full bar there with 12 beers on tap. So lots of fun Alaskan brewed beers at Lynx Creek. Pardon me. But it's a great casual concept. Definitely the fastest option if they are in a hurry for anything like that. And they are... Lynx Creek is a great option there for quick dining, lunch or dinner service.
I'm noticing a theme. I don't think you're going to have a hard time finding a good beer.
Definitely, yes. So yeah, if we've got 24 beers taps across property at all the different venues when you add them all up, and there's tons of options there. So yeah, you get a nice sunny afternoon. You want to relax with an Alaskan Amber or any of the other delicious Alaskan brewed beers. There's a lot of great options for our guests.
There's a couple of questions, and so we'll probably address these afterwards as well. A lot of questions about the meal plan.
Definitely.
Is the meal plan accepted at all of the restaurants, or is it for certain restaurants? Do you happen to know that?
Yes. Yep. Okay. So, I mean, if they have a breakfast voucher, it's only going to be at the restaurants that we have breakfast at, but they're interchangeable. And then, so the meal plans that we get on our end, they're going to say breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they are good across the venues. They do not include alcohol. And so that's something we upsell locally, and we do offer to our guests, and we get, a decent amount of participation in that. But yeah, it's great. It's the easiest way to dine. It really is.
Thank you.
Awesome. And then rounding out our food and beverage is what everybody lives on in the mornings is our coffee shops. We do have two since we are quite an expansive property. We have River Run Espresso. It is located in the main lodge. It is counter service. We have full coffee and espresso menu. So if you've got your perfect latte that you just have to have, we can make that for you. Anything like that. We also carry grab and go light breakfast options. So if somebody's got an early morning tour, they're just not a breakfast eater, but they need something in them, the yogurt, banana, croissant sandwich, things of that nature. Grab and go light breakfast is available. And then we also have lunch options. We've got some spinach wraps and things like that are great, and some ham and cheese croissants if they want a light lunch. And then my kid's favorite, as you can probably see a theme, is we do also have scoop ice cream at River Run. So if they want to come in the afternoon or evening and get a nice scoop of Alaska ice cream, it's a lot of fun there. And then Rapids Express, one of the hidden gems, I feel like, in Denali, is located up in the Great Room, which is on Caribou Ridge. It's between buildings A and B. In the morning, it is a counter service espresso stand with limited grab and go options. And then in the evenings, it is a bar. And so we've got a beautiful deck off the back of that building. This is actually where this picture was taken from, that deck. It's just beautiful, overlooks the park. It's on that far end of property. So you can watch the railroad tracks, you can watch the park. Every once in a while you get lucky and there's something walking down, by the river, in a moose or a bear or something like that. And you can have a glass of wine or a cocktail or one of the Alaskan beers that we have on tap there as well. So Rapids Express is a great option for something quick in the morning, or just a nice relaxing cocktail in the afternoon or evening. That kind of rounds out. Oh, yes.
Another good question. What is the proximity of all the restaurants? Are they near each other? Are they intentionally spread out?
So Rapids is kind of the one that's off the beaten path, so to speak. King Salmon and Grizzly actually share a building. And so they're right there in the heart of Princess Village. Right next door, still in the heart of Princess Village, is Fanny Q's Saloon. That's kind of in our, Princess Village is like our retail and food and beverage center of property, heart of property, if you want to call it that. So all of that is really great and quick and easy proximity to everything. The nice thing about River Run Espresso's location, it is in the main lodge, and that's where a lot of our excursions depart. So if you're going to go on a park tour in the morning, if you're going to catch a flight scene tour, anything along those lines, you'll be able to grab your coffee and you'll be able to listen, see if your tour, watch the screens, everything like that, see if your tour is going to leave soon. So pretty much everything is tightened into the Princess Village, the heart of town in Denali, except for Rapids. It's kind of on its own little thing.
Yep. And then one more question on meals. So if they don't do the meal plan, my understanding is that then everything is just purchased a la carte, right?
Correct. So if they don't do the meal plan, it is a la carte. Which, I mean, if you're not a big eater, of course, you'll probably save money there if you want to, and there's options for everybody. And I don't know what the percentage is, but we're plenty of both. And so there's no problem not doing the meal plan. But just from my observations and my experience over the years, it's just such a seamless way. Just, hey, here's my name. Can I have my dinner, please? It's a great experience.
You know what I hear on the feedback from advisors and then guests alike is that, especially if you've done the cruise first and like everything's included, it's nice to have the meal plan because it's more similar to what you've experienced on the ship, right? So it's probably a good idea if people like all inclusive.
Oh yeah, definitely. It is much more of an all-inclusive feel. I know when I go on vacation, I don't want to think about anything, and so if I've just got my name and my dinner ready to go, it's way better than the alternative. So
we call it pays to plus, Michael. It pays to plus.
It definitely pays to plus for sure.
All right, thanks, Michael.
Awesome. Yeah, so we're gonna wrap up food and beverage, and then I'll run down our retail options there in Denali. So I'll start off with our general store. It is also in the main lodge. That's the back of our main lodge building right there. Just a beautiful May day right there. That's beautiful blue skies in May. And the general store has pretty much anything and everything you could think of that you would need, and lots of things that you want. My favorite personal thing to do is get my children PJs every year. We've just got a great collection of clothing, things like that. You can get a jacket if you need it, if it's a little cold. But we've also got everything from Advil, Pepto-Bismol, little things like that. So if guests have something they need, the general store will get them taken care of. And while they're in there, there's tons of fun options to look around and, get kids, grandkids, or spouses, significant others taken care of there as well. General store is a lot of fun, and it is in the main lodge. The Christmas cabin. It is definitely my mom's favorite. She'll give it a good plug for you. It's great. It's lit up. It plays Christmas music all the time. People are, they're close to the North Pole. They're thinking about, hey, I'm on vacation. I need to be getting people gifts. We can plan for Christmas. I know it's getting close to Christmas now. Christmas cabin is a huge hit. Our guests absolutely love it. I love it. It is so much fun. We get to decorate year round and have lights going.
I've never heard of Christmas cabin. I'm learning something new.
Yep. It's and so it's got everything you think of from mainly ornaments, Christmas socks, things like that. Great options for gift giving. When you're coming back from vacation, when you're thinking of others, your guests can go to the Christmas cabin and stock up on some great options there. Sugarloaf Sweets and Treats, you are not going to run out of options for ice cream, for candy, for any of those things. We have our Sugarloaf Sweets and Treats cabin on the main Dragon Princess Village, and we've got everything from ice cream bars, more of the the candy, things of that nature. We also do fresh roasted nuts in there, and they're just it's delicious. It's fun. It's the place smells great. It's very dangerous as soon as you walk in. It is a lot of fun. And then Fox Creek Studios it's all Alaskan made wares. So everything from ulu knives to furs to jewelry, anything of that nature. Fox Creek Studios is a great option for some of the upscale things we have available, and it is kind of right in front of Fanny Q's. It's a great thing if you're waiting for a table, if your significant other's getting a beverage from hanging out at the fire pit and getting a beverage, you can go poke your head in there, see what they have, and then rounding out is the bathhouse. The cool story about the bathhouse is before the hotel was there's different versions of things in the 70s and 80s. The legend has it that it was actually the original bathhouse cabin for the property that was there. And that cabin is now, we sell like Alaskan made soaps and fragrances and just lots of fun bathhouse, easy for me to say, themed wares there, and it's just a lot of fun. It's kind of cheeky. It's a good time. It's got some fun decorations and some great options for our guests.
Cool. I learned a lot.
Awesome. And then I would be remiss if I did not point out that we are, like I mentioned, 1 mile north of the entrance to Denali National Park. While you are in Denali, there are the Big Five. I am very fortunate to have seen all of them and many more. It is an absolute treat. And it does not get old. Even myself and my wife, even when my kids are getting older, we still get excited when we see a moose on the side of the road. We still pull over. We still take a picture. Every moose I've seen, I've taken a picture of. Seeing the question pop up, when is the best time to see more animals in Denali? The time of year, I would say, is not necessarily hard or easy to determine. I've seen them in every month of the year. I will say early mornings and late evenings. If you're going to go on a park tour, you're going to probably see a little more action. If it does get warm outside, it's the heat of the day. They are going to hunker down. They're not going to be out and about. But time of year, I've seen the animals in every month of the season. The only time I don't like seeing them is in the winter when the roads are icy and they're standing in the road. So any other time, they're great. But yeah, in the summertime, they're all active. They're very, sometimes they're easier to spot than other times, but especially for moose, they are all over. Bears, I would say, are pretty elusive. You got to go on, pretty deep park tour or some of the other options to get in there and see those bear. But Dall sheep are great. And the park does a great job of making sure that you've got some exhibits and things like that. So if they don't see them live and in person, they've got some options there. But the Big Five, you definitely want to be able to see while you're in Denali and get that wildlife experience. It is second to none, and it is the last frontier, and it is a lot of fun and very exciting.
So Terry has a question about the picture there. Is that a wolf or a fox in your
That
picture?
is a wolf. Yes.
There you go.
So
Okay.
yeah, the Denali wolf is one of those very one of the big five. There's a very dedicated wolf population in Denali that's well followed. They've actually got a social media following, the Park Service and things like that. So the wolf population is real big in the park. So yeah, moose, bear, wolf, Dall sheep, and caribou are the big five in Denali. And you definitely want to try to get your eyes on all of them. And the longer you're here, the better your chances are. I will
Yeah.
say, just a quick plug for time in Denali. It's a huge place and it is not close to anything. The
Mm-hmm.
more time you spend, the better off you are. It's going to take you a while to get here. You might as well stay
Right.
2 nights or more if you
That's
can.
true. That's true.
And it's one of those things where you definitely want to be here as long as you can. I've never had anyone leave and be like, well, that was way too long. So I would
Right.
always encourage to go, as long as you can in Denali. I know not everyone can take, months off of work and things like that, but it's a long ways away. A 2-night stay would, you can have dinner at Fanny Q's and King Salmon,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can get all your lunches at Lynx Creek and Grizzly Burger. You can see, you can go on a park tour, then you can go on a flight seeing tour, and then you can, the odds of seeing the wildlife just increases with your time. So the more time you spend, the better your experience is going to be. No one's not going to enjoy their time up here. So
Good tips.
and then. So the road is still in process. It was closed off due to a landslide, and this tour still operate. It is impacted, but guests still have a great time, and we are still able to access the park. For the vast majority of tours are actually not impacted. Because of the road's 93 miles long and you don't
Right.
really go very fast on it, and so it's a long day. If you did go to the end of the road, I mean it's a very, very long journey. It's not something most of our guests would do anyways, and so yes, it is still impacted by a landslide. They are actively working on repairs. It is a fascinating process to watch, but guest impact's been relatively minimal.
Yes. So we have a question from Pam about if the lodge can be booked without the cruise. And I have a little bit of experience with this. So there is an opportunity to book the lodge without the cruise, but it's very limited inventory because most of the inventory is set aside for combination with the cruise. So there is
Yeah.
a small opportunity.
Yep. So yeah, we do any rooms that do go unsold. It's a very small percentage. It varies every year, but call it 5%. And less in others in some seasons. So yeah, you can go online and book direct to the hotel, but our primary audience is that cruise tour passenger that is on the tour either before or after their cruise.
It looks like we lost Carmen.
Well,
But
we'll just
hopefully she'll
have
pop
to
back
wing it
in.
ourselves.
We'll keep going. Yes. Oh,
um,
there she is.
Awesome. And
It's
then
all
one
cool. I
quick
came back.
welcome back. Awesome. Welcome
Thank
back.
you.
One other mention with things to do in Denali. A lot of people ask about the Aurora Borealis. That is something I'm very privileged to have seen many, many times. It does not get old either. It's also incredibly difficult to photograph. So there's not a whole lot of, I don't have a backdrop of that or anything. But the best time to see that is late in the season. So when it starts getting dark, the last week of August, typically we consider Aurora season starting. It's never guaranteed. It's very elusive. Having been here for 13 years, it is something I've only seen a handful of times, and it still takes my breath away. So it is something I want everyone to be able to see, but unfortunately it is very elusive. But the best time, if someone is dead set on that, is to come in, August and September, and really, be prepared to not sleep, because if it's out, it's going to be overnight. So that's one quick plug there on the Auroras, and then about a day in the life in Denali, kind of as we wrap up. if you've got excursions booked, some of the park tours do start pretty early. It is definitely a great thing if you go on an early park tour because the animals are much more active. And so it is totally worth setting that alarm. It's a once in a lifetime experience. You're not going to remember what time the alarm went off. You are going to remember how many pictures of moose you got.
Wow.
So do things like that. No, our coffee shop opens at 5 o'clock in the morning, so you can definitely get all the caffeine you need to get you through your day. And then, if you go on an early park tour, you'll be back early. You can grab, a great lunch at Grizzly Burger or Lynx, and then sit by the fire pits at Fanny Q's in the afternoon, or go on another excursion. There's, an endless amount of things to do, from flight seeing to ATV tours to, just simple walking tours, hikes, visiting the park, or dining or shopping. There's a little bit of everything for everybody. You don't have to be an extreme rock climber, to have a good time. Or if you are an extreme rock climber, there's good times for you as well. So a little bit of everything for everybody.
And I'll add too that all of our cruise tours have at least one night at at our Denali Lodge, because it is so important and everyone wants to see Denali. So you can rest assured if you book our cruise tour that they will have at least one night at Denali Lodge.
Excellent. And then, see the question pop up for clients who have mobility issues, can walk, but not for long periods of time. Can they be accommodated on Alaska tours? Yes, that hasn't been a problem at all. We'll adjust the excursions and things for that. We've actually got a new vendor that does a fat truck tour that is ADA capable. And so even if they're confined to, anything like that, we've got a lot of great options for them. So, it is, when I say there's something for everybody, there genuinely is something for everybody, old, young, and everywhere. So Denali's an amazing place. I'm completely biased. So, it is what it is. It's a place I'm very lucky to call home. But it is an amazing place, and we love sharing it with everybody.
Okay. This question, maybe you can make a little more sense of it, but it's from Cindy, and she says, please mention backpack versus luggage situation. Like, is there any issue with luggage? I know that we do an excellent job of moving the luggage from the ship to the lodges.
So yes, one of the nice things about what we do, who we are and what we do, we own the entire experience for our guests, so they're not getting subbed out on anything. And so as part of their transportation, they travel separately from the ship to Denali than their luggage. So we have a port crew, a luggage crew, and a fantastic transportation and logistics teams that bring everyone here. But they do bring them separately. So if you're going to be on your motor coach ride or on your train ride, and you're going to need your medication with you, or you're going to want your camera with you, or you're going to want your jacket with you, you're going to want a backpack, and you're going to want to carry that with you. And then your luggage will meet you in your room. And so when you're getting off the ship, you take the train or the motor coach or however you're going to get to Denali, and then you get to your room and your luggage is waiting on you. So yes, there are some gaps. If you're going to be on one of our modes of transportation, bring your camera with you. You're going to be really disappointed if you see something and don't have it. Bring your medication with you, please. If you need that every few hours, definitely have it with you, and things of that nature. But so the luggage does travel separately from our guests. But there's, you don't want to bring your 50-pound suitcase with you on the bus, but you can bring your backpack, no problem.
Yeah, I've heard rave reviews about the luggage handling and how it's really seamless and it's almost magical.
It is magic. It is definitely one of those things that it's a heck of a process. There's a lot of bags to move, but we do a fantastic job. We've got a great team, and it is fun to watch the magic happen. We've got a lot of moving parts, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of that.
Okay. I think we have some other questions for you too.
Awesome.
A huge thank you, first of all, to Michael for sharing all of his expertise
you, Marsha.
with
I'm
us.
so glad you're here to ask the questions. I don't know if I'm still frozen.
Yep. No, we can hear you. And then we have some pre-registration questions that we're going to pop up and have Michael or myself or Carmen answer for you. So yes, I'm actually. Go ahead.
Yeah. On the topic of food allergies, our dining staff able to accommodate guests with food allergies, making sure there's no cross contamination during food prep? Yes. So I am still Serve Safe certified. I'm a former food and beverage manager. Our current food and beverage manager is a former chef. We have lots of safety precautions. We're all very careful, and we have excellent menus, excellent trained chefs that come back year over year, and then also a year-round executive chef that ensures that we have all any cross contamination concerns are taken care of. Any dietary accommodations or restrictions are easy to take care of. We've got a very, very, very talented culinary team that I'm very proud of and that take excellent care of our guests.
Fabulous.
So we do have vegan options everywhere. So if you want to go to Grizzly Burger, we have two. We have the Gardein. So if you're, if you like a traditional just non-meat flavored option, we have that. Or if you want to do like the Impossible burger and get that beet-based substitute, some people love those things. That's Grizzly Burger. We've got some great pasta options. We've got a great Faro bowl at Fanny Q's. We actually even have vegan cheese for Lynx Creek.
Wow.
And so we have lots of options. As times progress, we've got really anything and everything. I've even actually worked with kosher meals and things like that. We've been very accommodating over the years, and we are happy to serve our guests. That's what we're here to do.
Amazing.
So the menus do stay online, and they do get updated pre-season. And so that might be a question I can leave to the commercial team, where all we have that for travel agents and things like that. I know where we keep them internally, but where can travel agents get those?
Yeah, it should be on one source, but we'll just triple check and make sure it's there for you.
Awesome.
I'm jotting it down so we can check it. Do we contact the lodge to book ADA capable tours, or does the cruise tour director handle that if noted on the original booking?
So I've seen the end process of that, and we are definitely ready to accommodate. And we do have guest notes in our systems that we use. And so I see that on the back end. I don't actually make bookings, so I can't answer that very well, unfortunately. But I do know that we're very good with it. And we everything from chairlifts on motor coaches to ADA rooms to options in the venues and things like that. So no trouble at all. If that's what our guests need, we will make sure it's taken care of.
That's another one for me to follow up on. Where do we share the access needs for guests? We'll figure that out for you and get back to you guys.
Excellent.
Is there transportation available at the Denali Princess Wilderness Lodge for rent? Taxi, Uber, Lyft services. Is there transportation?
There is not. So we, you are 110 miles south of Fairbanks, which is a city of about 30,000. And then you are 250 miles north of the largest city in Alaska, Anchorage. We are on the highway system, which is awesome. But there is the town that's just north of us has about 1,000 year-round residents. Where the location of where the lodge itself is year-round, population's less than 20. And so there's just not infrastructure for that. So once you're local, it's great to, the great thing is all of our excursions have transportation figured out. So if you're going on a flight seeing tour, they have buses, they have vans, they have their transportation to get you to their location. And so it's not something that's really needed. But direct answer to that question is no, that infrastructure does not exist where we are.
Oops.
Okay, if you haven't pre-booked any tours before arriving at the Princess Lodges, how likely are you able to find available openings once you're there?
I've seen hot and cold on that. I would venture to say if you're going this far, I would pre-book. It's a long way to come to be disappointed. Rolling the dice in a place with 600 plus rooms is really not ideal. So I would encourage people to pre-book. The excursions are all available ahead of time. Yeah, it's a great opportunity to make sure your vacation is seamless, just like the meal package, things of that nature. There's a lot of value attached to those things, but pre-book when you can. We do have, the occasional cancellation and thing like that, but the main availability is definitely before you arrive.
What activities can an adult couple enjoy at the hotel if they're not into hiking, adventure sports, or running into bears? Huh.
That's a great question. I know it's like I say, there's something for everybody. I've seen a lot of like multi-generational travel starting to increase in recent years and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's great seeing. And then, we need to entertain our kids. We need to make sure they're having a good time. We need to make sure mom and dad are happy and grandma and grandpa are happy too. So if you're not, like I said, you're not into rock climbing and going crazy and things like that, there's great shops. I mean, if you can't go find something nice at Fox Creek Studios, I'd be disappointed to hear that. There's great retail options. There's great live music options at Fanny Q's. Great dining options. There's walking paths all around property. Oh, sorry.
I was saying fire pits you mentioned, and
oh yeah. There's
sounds
fire
like a
pits
lot to do.
Yeah.
There's a ton to do. There's no bored people in Denali. There's beautiful walking paths. So even if they're not wanting to go hiking, they can walk around property. Fire pits are great. Live music's a lot of fun, and plenty of beers on tap. So from Denali Princess, there is not. From McKinley Princess, which we'll be visiting later in one of these sessions, there is transportation to and from Talkeetna that's available. But we're about 110 miles north of McKinley Princess and about another hour to Talkeetna from there. So we do not go direct to Talkeetna from Denali, like for a day trip or anything like that.
Great. Before we answer this, Shaquille has said that this is great, and he's missed the first half. So I just want to make sure he knows that we do record this. So once we're finished, you'll get loaded to OneSource, and you'll be able to watch the whole thing later. So thanks for joining us. And
don't feel bad, because I've missed it too, apparently. Educating myself. Oh my God, I can't believe this. It's always technical. It's got to be Joe, Marcia. You know that, right? He has to find a way to silence me. Mike, I'm sorry. He had to find a way to silence me, but I'm back.
Yeah. And this one, I think you kind of answered, Mike. You said, what is it like in Denali in September? Can you see the Northern Lights? You did kind of answer this a little.
So this is a picture from September. It's an absolutely beautiful time of year. Fall's a little bit different every year, but it's quick in Alaska. It happens real fast. It gets dark and the colors change. And there's always a chance of the Northern Lights. It's never guaranteed, but your best chance is in September. So that's when we get into the full season. It's really September equinox, which is the 21st, 22nd of September, is when there's about half and half, 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of night, and that's really when the Northern Lights start making their appearances. And if you get lucky on a cold, clear night, you'll see the aurora borealis.
Thank you. All right. Do we have any other questions? Oh, best cruise tour.
Well,
I have one. Go ahead.
You got one? I'll let you go.
Well, I will let you go first, Mike. Go ahead.
Well, Alaska's not close to anywhere. The closest city is, outside of Alaska is Seattle, and you're looking at 2,000 miles. So if you're going to come up here, make it count. It's the trip of a lifetime. Book the longest tour you can. That's the one you're going to enjoy the most.
That's what I was going to say. The ultimate, right? Where you get to visit all 5 lodges.
Yep. I've been to all 5. I'm very fortunate to have been able to visit in the state during my time up here, and they are all absolutely gorgeous, and they're all unique. They all have a completely different feel. They are all just absolutely beautiful. They are all on rivers or very near them. So that's, you get to see all the waterways of Alaska and get the whole feel of the state. It's really, the more time you spend here, the longer I'm here. I've been here 13 years. Every time I go do something new, my to-do list gets longer, not shorter. I'm just like, oh, well, now I know about 5 more things I need to do or another place I need to go visit. Alaska is just, the last frontier that never ends.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mike, for all of your insights into Denali. It's amazing. I learned something every single day, but I learned a lot listening to you share all your insights about Denali Princess. And I'm even more excited about selling it and talking to our travel advisors about the best options for their guests. And I'm sure the travel advisors have appreciated it because they're kind of blowing up the comments here with thank yous for you, Mike.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. So thank you guys for all of your time.
I'll see you Saturday.
We will see you Saturday, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.